old Ghanaian popular proverb says, good beads don't talk. The art of beading has been practiced by many different cultures throughout human history. And if you want to understand the magic of beads, then it has to be in Africa. The African nomads of the Sahara and the Rift Valley in East Africa are largely responsible for the proliferation of the beads throughout the continent. Tiny as they may seem, each grain carries a deeper meaning. In some tribes, beads are used to express spiritual beliefs, social norms, and trade relations, and even indicate rank or status within respective societies. Among the Maa-speaking tribes of Kenya, the uniqueness and use of beads vary from tribe to tribe, based on traditions, history, and way of life. Today, we trail our cameras on the Samburu tribe of northern Kenya. Samburu is one of the many African tribes that love letters, where the colors reflect the order and nature of one's feelings. The beadwork tradition continues as a living art transmissible from mother to daughter and from generation to the next. Beads are often made by women of the tribe.
The products have to come from the women. It is the women who will actually tell the story of beadwork.
Majukumu yetu kama mama wa Samburu tuko na mingi sana. Kwa sababu tusema kasi ya kuchota maji ni sisi. Kuni ni sisi. Kuangalia watoto ni sisi. Hata kwenda kutafuta mpaka hiyo chakula mara mingi ukiangalia wamama wengi hao ndio wanategemewa kwa familia.
Among the Samburu, when girls grow up, they are gifted beaded bangles, bracelets, and necklaces as a gesture of protection and wealth, purity, fertility, as well as her sexuality. While for men, it shows commitment to women they intend to marry and a sign of respect. This is the gifted art that Reina Lesa said inherited from her grandma 5 decades ago. She says beadwork is a language system among the Samburu, where colors and patterns convey specific meanings.
Na sisi tu kitu ndio kitu tumezoea. Amezoea amepata mali. Kama tumeona hii mboma imejenga kwa hii shanga. Na amesomesha watoto yangu na hii shanga. Na amekula.
Today, bead industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry with a stretching global market. In 2017, Ushanga Initiative Kenya was born to transform traditional ornamental bead making among the mass-speaking communities into a viable enterprise. And from that point, grannies like Lesa said are turning strings of beadwork into $1 million economy.
And the main aim of the program or the project was actually to empower women in the pastoral areas by giving them a source of income. You know, as we all know, women in the pastoral counties, the only thing they know and the only thing they do is beadwork.
The quest of Ushanga, Kenya to bridge the gap of gender inequality and reduce levels of poverty among rural women led to the formation of over 60 cooperative societies established for women entrepreneurs, with over 5,000 women empowered with entrepreneurial skills.
Samburu alone, we actually have 15 cooperatives per ward. What the county decided, because we partner with county governments, they registered, every ward has its own cooperatives. Of course, they have the small self-help group, but now they actually have the umbrella cooperative that is under, according to the ward. So we have 15 cooperatives in Samburu County. Since we started back in 2017, and especially in Maralal County, we've been able to empower women, train women in these counties. But of course, looking at Maralal Bead Cooperative alone has been able to save 5 million. One cooperative, Samburu cooperative, women can now save money, borrow money from the cooperatives. So far, by yesterday, when we were actually having a conversation with them, they have 5 million in their account. And that is actually one of the successful stories we have from Maralal County.
Women from bead-making counties of West Pokot, Samburu, Narok, Kajiado, Marsabit, Baringo, and Turkana now have access to government funds, such as Women Enterprise Fund and Uwezo Fund, to enable them carry on with their enterprises.
Hii kikundi yetu tumeregister 2015, tulikuwa members 30 na so far sasa tuko 104. Kenya ilitufanya tukuje pamoja, unajua vile tulianza kuja kushona shanga, kila mtu alijilete. So tukaona ndio tupate kusaidika ama kujisaidia, lazima tukae pamoja, ndio maana tukaonelea tu form a group. So vile tulikuja pamoja, tukaanza kushona pamoja, tukaanza ku contribute pesa yetu kidogo kidogo, tukawa na kitu kidogo yetu yenye tuko nayo. Sasa yenye hata mwenzetu kama anataka kupeleka mtoto shule, hata tunaweza mloan kitu kidogo na arudishe alipe polepole tu akiendelea kushona shanga. So imetusaidia kwa sababu kiangalia wamama wenye wako pale, most of them ni windows wenye wana wase, wengine hata ni wale wajaoleka. So ni hao ndio wengi, ni idadi kubwa ni hao. So hii kikundi yetu imeweza kutusaidia kabisa, na tumeweza kusaidika kwa sababu hata tumekuwa tukitrainiwa mambo ya kushona shanga. Hiyo pesa yetu yenye tuko nayo ni tuseme 1,150,000 hivi. Lengo letu kubwa hasa wakati tulianza hii kikundi, tulikuwa tunataka tuwe na duka letu kubwa, mahali ambazo sisi wenyewe tunashona, tunaweka pale na tunauza, ndio cooperative tukiuza kwa hiyo duka yetu kuna 10% tunaweka kwa kikundi. So hiyo ndio lengo letu kubwa, lakini unaona sasa bado hiyo pesa haiwezi fikia pale.
Kuna watoto 3, msichana 2 na kijana 1. Sasa msichana wangu wa kwanza ako darasa la 8. Hiyo mwaka ingine atajiunga na kidato cha kwanza. Na pesa zangu yenye nimejiwekea kwa hiyo miaka 3 ni shilingi 1,200. Na ninaona ya kwamba huyo mtoto wangu atakapojiunga na kidato cha kwanza sitakimbia sana, kwa sababu nimejiwekea akiba. Sitakuwa na mawazo mingi kukimbia hapa na pale. Hiyo pesa itakuwa imesaidia huyo mtoto wangu.
The only thing that these women have, it's beadwork, right? So the government wants to actually market the product. One, by training them to produce products of international standard. Remember, culture is something that is actually known. Kenya is known for their beautiful beadwork. But then how do we use beadwork to empower women from these areas? We all know these areas are semi-arid areas. The only thing that women are able to do is beadwork. So government wanted to actually use this as a source of income to empower this community by marketing their products, by making sure that these women can be able to be linked, not just in Kenya, but of course also globally. And that is actually the aim of government. And that will be able to help the women, of course, have, as I said, a source of income, take their children to school, you know, for nutritional purposes.
For the last 5 years, Women have benefited from $4 million in funding allocated to the project, with infrastructural developments taking shape to boost production. Access to local, regional, and international markets remain a dream long to be realized.
The mandate of Ushanga initiative is actually to look for markets locally in terms of partnership with local corporates, regionally and also internationally. So we are actually now focusing on marketing this product globally. Also is making sure that women are able to be trained to sell their products digitally. That is making sure that a woman in Samburu County will be able to post her products and tell her story of beadwork. That also goes back into making sure that some of these products have an identity. We are also doing what is called geographical identity, where products are identified as per the areas that they come from. So by making sure that we put it in the digital marketing, that is also one of the areas that we want to help the women to market their products, by also telling them the story. As we all know, different areas do different products. The products from Kajiado, as much as they all know how to bead, but their bead is different. They use different colors to bead. So one of the unique things about these areas is that digital marketing will be able to help the women tell their story and express themselves in terms of the color arrays and the color they use in different counties.
To upgrade the skills development of women in the Ushanga focus counties, rural women from old to young have taken up the challenge of adopting technologies to break the middleman syndrome and broaden the market of their products. Now, village women and girls are stepping out of their remote villages into the cities for the first time.
Nilienda Dubai mwaka huu mwezi wa 3. Na mwenye alitupeleka Dubai tulipelekwa na Ushanga initiative pamoja na cooperative yetu ya Samburu. Walitupeleka Dubai. Tulienda tukiwa wamama 4 wa Samburu County. Tulifanikiwa kuuza changa, lakini unajua huko tumeenda kwa Waarabu. Na Waarabu sana sana hao wapendi mambo na shanga. Lakini tuliuza kwa sababu tumekuja na 8,000 pesa za Kenya.
Kwa sababu zamani hatukuwa tunajua kushona na loom ama hizo mashini zingine, lakini sasa tunaweza shona na loom na bidhaa ziwe na good finishing. So wametusaidia sana mambo ya skill.
The popularity of Samburu beadwork has even spilled over into other countries, where people now enjoy jewelry, accessories, and wall hangings. This tradition has provided a sense of cultural identity to all Africans, no matter what part of the continent they live on.
This administration is also going to focus on preserving the culture and the heritage of this country. That is one of the areas that will actually be able to patent these products, that nobody else will be able to use it out there, or nobody else will be able to, use it and produce it out there. So every county will be able to produce their own product and identify it as per the product that comes from that county.
On the backdrop of these milestones, the United Nations Population Fund notes that over 4 million girls are at risk of undergoing female genital mutilation annually, mostly those from pastoral communities in Kenya. The Samburu ethnic tribe stands at 86% of female genital mutilation prevalence, while drought and famine are threatening to push women and girls to the edge of gender-based violence.
About 50% of girls do marriage by the age of 18 years. Now, UNFPA works to ensure that every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person's potential is fulfilled.
We obviously know that elders are the gatekeepers of culture. Nothing can happen in a community without engaging the elders. And that is why for us, engaging elders is very important. You know of the 2021 Kisima Declaration that was done by the Samburu elders, where they signed a declaration in the presence of the former president to say that they will end FGM and child marriage among the Samburu. And the elders still hold on to that. And we are now working together with elders, but also younger boys to socialize them. And also young people, we have launched the Youth Anti-FGM Network Kenya chapter in Samburu County, so that the young people in the universities can also be engaged. At the moment, we have even started working with Men and FGM and UNICEF and other stakeholders to make sure that we engage the university students who are the fathers of tomorrow and the husbands of tomorrow.
In a joint effort, Ushanga, Kenya, the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA, in partnership with the Panasonic Corporation, a Japanese company, launched a program strategy relating to drought risk management and climate change adaptation in Samburu and West Pokot counties, dubbed Lighting Up Dreams, targeting women, girls, and school-going children.
For the young people, this project is important in the sense that we are able to teach them when they are still young and ensure that they not only concentrate on their learning and do very well in their schools through the availability of Panasonic lighting, which improves the number of hours that they can study in the night. But more importantly, we inculcate in them at the very early stages the need for them to respect each other, respect gender values, and for the boys especially, to promote positively and relate positively with their female counterparts in the school. So we think that this is a very important project that enables us to attack gender-based violence right from the school.
Anything that is actually done by hand should be very expensive. So we're actually also training them. How do you make sure that your product is well put together, your product is also packaged well, because that is actually one of the things that has been a challenge to these women. How to package your product and tell your story on the product.
Today, hundreds of women and girls will receive solar lanterns from Panasonic company, aimed to provide a solution to protect girls against the risk of FGM and early child marriage, as children will be able to study adequately at night, resulting in improved school retention and performance, while women will have more time in bead making.
The long-term project we call Lights Up the Future. The target itself to make an opportunity for education, health, and income increase.
These lamps will help them enhance their products, especially at night. Most of these homes don't have electricity, but now by having Panasonic coming and giving the lamps, we'll be able to work at night. Most of them sometimes put their small phones in their heads, and they actually bead at night. So Panasonic have come on board, and we are grateful to Panasonic for coming on board to actually help women.
We meet Reina in Hamanyata with the gift of solar lantern from Panasonic. She is happy to beef up her work with extended working hours, and this will earn her more money.
Watu natafuta hii changa moja moja nakuja kwetu nanunua. Watu natafuta waya kama hii nakuja kwetu nanunua. Hawezi lala njaa. Naona hii nyumba. Akati nyumba mpya. Ami ndio mejenga kitambo hii. Na menunua hata mabati kwa hiyo nini hii changa.
While UNFPA is focusing on scaling up income-generating projects for hundreds of craftswomen who create dazzling beaded dolls, necklaces, anklets, collars, and belts. The appeal of beads and beadwork is to continue thriving as both a cultural expression and tourist attraction for rural women, and they should earn from it.
So working with the women, getting them to improve the productivity of their beads, linking them to market, allowing them to work longer hours because of the availability of the Panasonic lamps is a way of empowering them, improving their economic viability, and also getting alternative means for them instead of cutting. And that is a very positive and synergistic work for us.
On the other hand, Ushanga Kenya has capitalized on the embedded art of beading in rural women as a weapon to voice their plight. Launching of Johari bead brand was the best strategy in campaigning against gender-based violence. The unique jewelry is a messaging tool to sensitize the masses on the impact of FGM and call for action.
A partnership with the United Nations Population Fund that was actually witnessed when we signed the partnership by the President was meant to use a product, a bead called Johari bracelet, as a source of income. So the partnership will, the Johari, specifically the Johari bracelet, was actually a social messaging that every time you see the lady or the young man wearing, or even women to wear that, my daughter will not be taken through FGM, and that has actually really helped them. Now the bracelet is actually going for 1,800. When you empower a woman, of course, you empower the nation. This woman who is empowered will be able to keep her daughter to school.
The project seeks to strengthen the bead business and production capacity of women from pastoralist communities, as well as improve their competitiveness of bead products in local, regional, and international markets for sustainable livelihoods. Through showcasing and selling their products, the women will be able to conserve their culture, passing it down to the next generation, and preservation of culture for economic and social benefits. For us to break gender barriers, we have to deliberately empower women and girls. For Culture Quest, I'm Levis Msumba.